Hello and welcome to another PA Matches cast. I'm Brian Perkis, and we're going to be taking another look at the Realm Balance mod. We've got a 9-way free-for-all, and now the Realm Balance mod has some air changes into it, so we're going to be seeing a lot of air combat in this match, and it's going to be great. One side has so much freaking metal.
Okay, I know where you spawn.
One side has metal, the other's...
I'm by the crack.
Side. Yeah.
That's what okay.
That's what she said? Yeah, I know. You dick!
Who has
Trust
not
me,
selected? Because you only have one place to select.
I have the worst spawn imaginable right
Don't
here.
worry, I'll kill you fast, Marshall, so you don't have to go through
No, please don't. That's not nice.
Swear to God, if someone takes those metal expansions, I will go apeshit.
I'm not getting any of my units appearing to be the modded ones.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win.
I am.
You're gonna.
I am.
I don't know whether. I don't know. Is he going to win? I think he might win.
Well, you'll find out when you build your first fabricator if it takes 10 seconds or it takes 30 seconds.
It's taking a sensible amount of time, I just don't think my UI is reporting it, which is weird.
See, you had the same problem I had when I couldn't build spinners and stuff.
Are
There
we
is a
playing
strong-
with the air balance changes?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a strong-
Indubitably.
There is a strong possibility that I may be completely and utterly balked.
This is why we test, and this is why we then report back to Uber that sometimes things go horribly wrong.
Your voice is dying.
Okay, for the sake of this video, someone talk to me about the air changes.
Machine guns.
Machine
Laser
guns.
Basically,
Fighters now have machine guns, not missiles. And they
Laser
work
machine
surprisingly
guns.
well.
And those can fire at the
Laser.
ground, can't
Single
they?
tower defense shoots air.
Yes, though not brilliantly. But
Good.
reasonably well.
Someone better not spawn there. They'll be very upset with me.
This is really disconcerting that all my stuff pretends it is in vanilla until I actually build it.
Yes, last game, my UI told my commander that he was able to build metal storage, but he wasn't. He wasn't allowed to at all.
Yeah.
yeah, same here. Oh no, it's working fine for me now. I can only build energy storage.
Oh, did I shoot that? Wait, my
I
Fireflies have got bunches, and they've got loads of health now.
I give up.
Have skitters been changed?
Yes. Oh, well, what?
Not
you
from
mean
previous.
since you last played? No.
Well, since I played, I think it was yesterday,
Yes.
No.
when I
they
dominated
have
burnt
changed.
custard with skitters.
Did you beat him with skitters?
Oh, I slaughtered him with skitters. It was so much fun.
Interesting. That is the first time I've heard of someone actually winning
Scare
using
OP.
just skitters.
Well, not just skitters, but I kept him for the first 5-7 minutes. I kept him at absolutely nothing. He couldn't build or do anything, and because I just kept on destroying everything with skitters.
Interesting. Okay.
That was just low.
I would like to see
Mart,
that
please
replicated
depart. Please
Do-
depart, Mart.
Custard,
Please
do
depart.
you
attack me!
I didn't know
Custard?
you came to my base. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, I was checking
Give him
it out.
cookies?
Cookies!
Cookies and send him on his way.
Okay, and at this point, I should probably
Custard,
just switch on
you
over
blame
to
yourself
commentating.
for that fault, not the fact that skitters are OP.
Okay, I'm gonna mute this and let's just watch. Okay, so we got advanced air going over here. Now that's interesting. So there's lots of changes to the advanced air, and assuming it's the same as what I heard as of I think it was yesterday. So the Peregrine is still in the game, and it is a burst fire unit. It has that flurry of missiles that the old school Peregrine had, but it is tied to the ammo system. So that means the Peregrine can go boom, and then it can't do anything. So I think it has 6 missiles, so it fires a burst of missiles, and then it has to reload. So move in, blow everything up, and then fall back. The gunship is similar. It uses the ammo system and can fire in bursts. And I can't remember what they did to the Hornet. As you can see, everybody's going advanced. So advanced costs a lot less now. Advanced economy is very expensive. If I remember correctly, it takes 5 minutes for an advanced advanced metal extractor to pay for itself, which is pretty nuts. As you can also see, single laser defense towers are very, very cheap. They're also very, very weak. And the commander, look at that. The commander build speed has been like doubled. It's just ridiculous how fast the commander can build. We've got some very interesting expansions going on, like just kind of bypassing spherical borderlines and just kind of claiming everything. Let's look at the other side of the planet, see how things are doing over here. We've got some advanced bots. The slammers are now scorchers. They are heavy tank and shoot flames. Bots, as a general rule, are now slower than vehicles, going off the premise of... we got a little bit of combat over here. The skidders are very powerful when used properly. They have little machine guns on them and have pretty good DPS, just short range, and they're very fast. But they just have very little health. So bots, with the theory of bots fulfilling the infantry role, when is the last time you've heard of somebody running faster than a tank? So with that, bots are now slower. They have crazy amounts of DPS and are very, very effective in death balls. And see, look at this. This just small group of skidders have caused a lot of damage to this metal field over here. And tanks are now faster and tankier, but they're more expensive. Bots are a lot cheaper, so you can build a lot of them faster. And advanced has been brought down in cost, so it's easier to get. Advanced factories are a lot cheaper, and advanced units are also cheaper, and they're also less effective to compensate. The Grenadiers have a much longer range. They can shoot farther than they can see. I think they have a range of like 180, but they're not very accurate, and they have a slow rate of fire. Makes them excellent for destroying buildings, but not the greatest at taking out units. Got some ballsy expansion from dark green over here. Red is doing... Oh, great. See, look, this is pink, this is red. Come on, Uber, how long has this been a problem? Let's fix this. I can't tell the difference. I can barely tell the difference between those two colors. And dark blue and purple aren't very good either. Got a bit of a expansion conflict going on over here between yellow and purple. Let's look over here at the economy. Burnt Custard, as expected, is currently... king as far as economy goes, or metal and energy. He just has had so many metal spots. Lots of unprotected metal extractors over here, though. As soon as somebody scouts those, then piece of cake. Looks like we've got some more air experimentation. Doom, 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 doom. Decent sized force. We've got peregrines and gunships over here, and that commander assisting that factory. That factory is just, or that commander builds so ridiculously fast. Not a whole lot of action going on right now. Everybody's hoping everybody else is going to fight, but wow, look at this. This is a very large bot force over here, and these bots could steamroll very effectively. So the Ghillie, the sniper bot, does a lot of damage, but has a ridiculously slow fire rate. Does a ton of damage and has a long range, but just so slow. very akin to a sniper, today's sniper. Take a long time, figure out the shot, take one shot, and that's all you need, just the one shot. See, look at all these laser defense towers spammed up. These things are really cheap, but they are not as good as an ant. So they're very ineffective, and here we can see them in action. Those ants are not having any problem at all taking those laser defense towers. But the laser defense towers are meant to be an all-purpose support. They can fire at air, and are, like I said, they're very cheap. So with that, when defending, if you spam out a bunch of defensive structures behind your lines, then my goodness, or like within your army, then they can be very, very helpful because they're a lot cheaper than ants. So they can, for the cost per damage capabilities, they are rather effective. They're just not very strong. Sizable Air Force heading out. What do we got here? Peregrines and gunships. Come on, people. I want to see some of you guys use some... Oh, and they're focusing down on the commander, and we're going to see a commander snipe. And oh my god! No! Down the commander goes. Now that is quite the upset. That is why you always have to protect your commander. Keep him in the center of your base, or that is going to happen. Those gunships seem to have a lot of health. They are very slow, though. The gunships have a speed of like 45, I think it is. Compare that to current aircraft and the live build, and I think the live build aircraft have, give or take, 100. Now, look at all this metal. All of this metal is now up for grabs. Somebody needs to go get it. We've got another snipe, maybe. Lots of bombers dropping bombs. And those bumblebees are carpet bombing. But the red, is this? I don't know. Whoever's defending here just simply does not have enough anti-air defense. And probably going to see the second commander kill. I don't know. Based on this match, what we've seen so far, I'm thinking air might be overpowered. Might be. But that's the whole point of what we're doing here. We are testing out the build, or the realm build balance mod. That's what it is. The realm balance mod. To find what works and what doesn't work. Although, it looks like the red, whoever this is going to successfully fend off that attack, but he is at half health and is continuing to build lots of gunships. That is a huge mistake. If you just almost got killed by a massive air force, you need to invest to counter that. Still, no one has claimed. Here we go. Purple is finally moving forward to try and claim all of that metal. I mean, I have not been paying attention to the backside, but then again, not much has been happening with the backside. Oh, duh. Pip. Picture in picture. I should have been using this. Let's see. But like I said, doesn't really matter. Not too much is going on. Brown has a very large bot force that he needs to use. Bots, as I was saying earlier, high DPS, low cost, not the fastest, and high damage. Stingers can also fire at ground units now. And here we go. See, look at those missiles. This is not looking good for yellow. This death ball can do a ton of damage. Especially with those few Scorchers there in the mix. The Scorchers, like the Inferno, have very short range. Oh, and I guess the commander's just self-destructed? I guess. So that is 2 down. readjust the picture-in-picture so I can keep track of what's going on. And oh, is this going to be another? No, God, I can't tell what's going on. Well, I can't tell the difference between the two frickin' colors. Looks like there was a little bit of combat, but it was successfully defended against. This is ridiculous. Yeah, I cannot tell the difference at all between those. Attempted commander snipe, but nowhere near. Let's see what is going on elsewhere. Purple is working on expanding into Burnt Custard's metal field, not protecting it, and we've got forces moving out from light blue, a very large skitter force. Those suckers are very, very deadly. Wow, look at that minefield. I've not seen those used much. That's a very nice move. Skitters are very, very good at destroying metal expansions like this. These skitters could just bowl on through here and destroy everything. Got a little bit of combat over here. What are those? Infernos. Infernos have machine guns on them. Look at that go. Lots of damage. The double laser defense tower now has a very large range. I think the range is like 150 or more. So no, it's definitely more than 150. I can't remember what it is. I should have pulled up the spreadsheet before this match started. And as you saw, it uses the energy system, and it can one-hit most normal units. Like I said, most normal units. Oh, another thing worth mentioning, the Hummingbird can shoot at ground units now. It has a machine gun on it, and can shoot at air and ground. Actually, no, that was mentioned. Let's see. Look at that. All of those skitters just mowed straight through that metal expansion, and those bots have no hope of catching up. Oh, and I should have been paying attention over here. Not looking good for purple. Darksteel. Oh, that's what's going on. Darksteel has disconnected. That is so unfortunate. I feel sorry for you, bud. What else is going on? People need to expand. There's unclaimed metal. We are 18 minutes into the match, and there should not be unclaimed metal. So Shellers, look at that. Shellers have very good accuracy. I are good at English. They have impressive accuracy, very long range, a slow rate of fire, making them anti-structure units. And as you can see, they use the energy system to make up for their impressive range and damage potential. Lots of units in the Realm Balance mod utilize the energy system, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it's awesome. And to compensate, energy is more plentiful. In the live build, energy plants produce 500 energy. In the Realm Balance mod, they produce 650 energy. Purple is pretty much gone, and green is turtling pretty darn hard. Not doing much of anything. Nanolathe. Come on, buddy. Vulnerable commander over here. Max says GG. Why is Max saying GG? G. Self-destruct. I guess he just got choked off and is... Okay, well, now we've had 3 players gone, and there is a lot of metal up for grabs. A lot of metal up for grabs. Uh-oh, and then dark purple over here, or dark blue, whatever, is now facing off against these bots, and oh no, the sniper bots are right in the thick of it. Those sniper bots need to hang back, but wow, look at that damage. Once they do get a shot off, This commander would have been dead if the sniper bots had hung back at range. And it's going to be close. The Ubercan, oh wow, down he goes. That was so stinking close. Almost survived. The Uber Cannon does rely on energy, and that's what was happening. Dark blue here was hurting for energy and could not rapid fire that Uber Cannon. So right now, let's see, Mott. Mott has a very commanding lead. That's Life over here is in close second, and people need to expand and take over these metal spots that are now available. Something that a lot of players don't do. Continue expanding throughout the match, especially when you kill somebody. And Dark Steel is still not here. So at this point, it looks like the match is down to Nanolathe and Mott. I'm sorry, that's Life and Mott. Nanolathe is not doing much of anything. Not much of anything at all. I want to see somebody use these hummingbirds. I want to see how effective they are. One of the concerns about the hummingbird switching on over to a forward-facing projectile is now micro is very important, trying to get your units behind the enemy units. And down goes Marshall in the light blue. And then there were 3, because Dark Steel doesn't really count. Oh, large bot force moving in. Very nice timing. Wait for your opponent to attack somebody else and then move in on the unguarded base. Look at that bot damage. I hope some of those Scorchers will get in the front lines. With some sniper bots in the ranks as well. Look at that carnage. Once bots are slow with a short range, but once they get in there, my goodness, do they have a lot of damage. But they are fairly popcorny, except for those Scorchers. Those Scorchers have a ton of HP. And this attack would have been a lot more effective if they had not streamed in, but I think that's Life's fate is sealed. Not much left of his base, and more units are still coming in from Mott, and we're probably going to see another crash. So, obviously, and as expected, that's Life has been removed. So let's see. Yep, Commander. And speed it up. The bots stream on in, wrecking through the base. Destroying what little defenses is left, and then move in and finish off the commander. It's pretty darn close, though. So let's see. You know what? Since this match is wrapping up, I'm going to turn on TeamSpeak again.
How to do that?
There was just no way I could come back because
talk about the balance.
You need to
Eco's a struggle
Well,
enough
I'd say
already.
firstly have more gunships, and secondly, try and keep them on that side. Why not?
Wait, hang on a moment. First you say gunships are OP, then you say air defenses against them are OP, then you say there needs to be more gunships again.
No, I'm saying that Nanolife didn't have enough gunships there. He only had like 5.
Right.
I think
Okay.
gunship damage is probably a little bit on the
Is
powerful
dependent
side.
very much on how much energy you have in store.
But
If you have
energy
no
is
energy in
easy to
store,
come
they
by.
are not able to recharge.
Yes,
So-
but energy's not so easy to come by if you haven't got very much metal.
Yeah,
why-
you got boned.
Yeah, so how again I come down to trying to objectively examine this as much as possible. How much of this was down to circumstances involving spawn, and how much of it is down to balance? What
Well,
could the,
if
what
you
could the
look at
balance
my
have
spawn-
done? What, I can't because my PA crashed when I died.
Well, I'm just trying to count up the number of P-gens I had. I had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A good, I'd say on about 20, 30 P-gens with 5 mechs as my income, and I just was building at the slowest rate.
Well, yeah, 5 mechs is not a lot.
Well,
That's circumstance.
as an observer, it does seem that just air,
you private
advanced
watching.
air seems to be pretty overpowered. Hummingbirds seem to be at a good spot. They don't just demolish everything that they fly over, which is nice.
So what about advanced air is overpowered?
It's very
I'm just having
difficult
a
for
look
me
at
to
Nanolife's
say.
attack to try and figure out what happened. It looks like the gunships to begin with were shooting the factory as well, so half of their shots went on the factory.
Right.
Perhaps,
Rather than the commander.
the problem with advanced air is that it's too easy to get to early, and thus like
Yeah.
Well, yes,
relative to the production you can get of anti-air
is,
in the same
but-
time.
It is, but there is nothing in advanced air that isn't heavily dependent on energy. In theory, well, ideally, the idea we're going for is that, in fact, in theory, you can
there
actually
goes
do
purple.
a double factory build, in that your build order is basic air factory, air fabber, advanced air factory, and you can just about get something out, in theory, but you'll be crippling yourself to the point whereby, unless you're doing something unbelievably clever, that's not going to help you. The question is, have we got it right? So I can tell you the direction that we're going for. I can tell you what we're trying to do. The question is, what are we doing wrong about that? Now, I'm perfectly willing to concede that perhaps we've not got the balance right. Hornets in particular, we've not really trialed them a huge amount. Do
Yeah.
people
I think they are not super good.
Okay, who here? Okay, show of hands.
Well, the
by
thing-
which I mean votes.
Can
by
I-
which
can
I
I-
mean votes.
Can I
No, you
interject
may
really
not.
super
No.
quickly, because I feel as though the way Uber have made, well, and the way it's being made here, Hornets versus Kestrels, Hornets are pretty much obsolete because of the way that you can just mass Kestrels given energy.
Yeah.
If they're both energy dependent,
what
Hornets
do
have
you-
no use because Kestrels can shoot directly underneath them sustained for a number of seconds.
Right. Okay.
Whereas
So
Hornets-
you're saying so you're saying that the problem with Kestrels is that they can just keep firing.
No.
No.
No,
Kestrels, the problem isn't the keeping firing, the problem is the massive DPS for the
Yeah, the
relatively
amount of
cheap
DPS
cost.
they had.
So I think they should get a slight DPS reduction as well as a slower recharge rate, which even if you have full energy, then they still
There's a
have to
default amount
recharge.
Okay.
of energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We can certainly countenance that. That's
So that way they don't fly overhead, and they can't. If you have positive energy, they still can't just keep on firing. They fire, and then they have to pull back to recharge.
Well, the idea at the moment is that if they get like, at the moment I think it's about 2 seconds worth of horrendous DPS, and then after that they're going bomf. Now I like that idea. I like the idea that they can stick around and whittle down stuff that has no AA, but it's clear that we might not have got the energy right on that. So I'm perfectly happy to suggest we can decrease the amount of energy storage they have so that that little burst that they have at the start lasts less time, they do less damage during that, and perhaps decrease the energy charge rate so that their prolonged DPS is bad as well.
The biggest danger of having such a high DPS, even if it is in burst, is, well, now I can build 50 of them, and even if you have a ton of anti-air, snipe your commander.
Well, that's true, but if you can build 50 of them, we're getting very late in the game. You've amassed a lot of metal. You've amassed, they are.
And
Fair
you have
enough.
not been attacked. You know, if you're massing
Look at
that many,
those scorchers.
someone hasn't done something about it, they deserve to be sniped.
Yeah.
Don't forget, this is also a free-for-all situation where you
Yeah.
can sort of sit around and hunker down and not be very loud and let people take each other out while you build up. Whereas in 1v1s or 2v2s, you'd be using units all the time, pretty much.
Yeah. So how much of this is a effect, as I asked this earlier and we kind of got a bit sidetracked, how much of this is just an effect of it's free-for-all occasionally, well, not just occasionally, inevitably unfair matchups happen?
Very, very difficult to tell. Probably can't, but I still think it is a factor.
Okay. We can give them...
Oh, the game ended.
Yep.
Yes,
I stuck in my little base too long.
indeed.
Okay, so we'll give Kestrels a slight DPS nerf.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Let me know what you think in the comments. I really want to get your feedback on the Realm Balance mod, and I'll see you next time.